Hey, I'm Linda, and welcome back to Monday Mindfulness Expanded. This week's affirmation and thought pattern are: I am beautiful. My beauty is not defined only by my appearance, but by who I am in its entirety. I wanted to explore this affirmation not just as something you say in the mirror, but as a lived truth. Because if we don't unpack how we've learned to define beauty, we keep repeating a script that was never written for us. So what do we actually mean when we say someone is beautiful? What is beauty? What makes someone truly radiant? If we look at the traditional definition of the word, it means pleasing the senses or mind. I remember many years ago, I worked with this guy who physically I wasn't attracted to, but he had this beautiful kindness in him. And that, coupled with a wicked sense of humor, he helped me to challenge the concept of what my type was from a physical perspective and what I really considered beautiful and attractive. And let's face it, guys, who hasn't met someone who you thought was perfect from a physical perspective? Someone that you thought was so beautiful that you stop for a moment and pause. And then when you get to know them, you find out that that's as far as the attraction goes. So what if we redefine beauty as energy, as essence and presence, as the whole of us, and not just what our physical body looks like? Society has taught us to equate beauty with worth, but we've got the choice. We can reclaim it as a soul quality. And I know so many of us have struggled to feel beautiful because we've absorbed all this conditioning that says we have to look a certain way to be worthy. And trauma and chronic illness, body changes, and even aging can affect your relationship to your body and ultimately to beauty. And this can cause us to judge ourselves really harshly. And on the flip side, we can start to judge others by their external appearances as a way to help us feel better about ourselves. But here's the thing. What we judge in others often mirrors a part of ourselves that's been shamed, hidden, or undernourished. If someone's confidence makes you uncomfortable, it might be a nudge from your soul that you're ready to stand taller too. Sometimes our judgments are just gentle cues. They're pointing us to parts of ourselves that we've been taught to hide. So let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt truly beautiful? Not because someone complimented your hair or your outfit, but because you were fully you. Maybe it was after finally standing up for yourself. Maybe it was when you forgave someone without betraying yourself. Maybe it was in your grief or your rage or your joy, your creativity. That's the kind of beauty I'm talking about. Because that beauty, that essence, it doesn't fade. It doesn't depend on youth or filters or symmetry. It lives in your presence, your depth, and your truth. So this week, I want you to have a think about the beauty you see in others and take the time to tell two people what you find beautiful about them that has absolutely nothing to do with their appearance. And watch what shifts in you and in them. So if this resonated, come find me on Instagram at I'm Stepping Into Me. I'd love to hear what insights you discovered. See you next week, beautiful humans.